I am a passionate Christian and a strong believer in the sanctity of marriage. Marriage, to me and my God, is a relationship that exists between one man and one woman alone, whom God has joined together for the rest of their lives. More marriages are ending in divorce today because we have already forgotten that it is God who is the sole authority in marriage, and instead we have left it to the state to join people together and regulate marriage instead of God. In the auspices of state governmental power, we have seen fit to require and issue licenses in the way of permitting marriage to our citizens. State permission was first required in the 17th century as a Calvinist innovation, and then in the 18th century in North Carolina, marriage was required to be registered, but actual permission was not required until the 19th century following the abolition of slavery in the hopes of preventing interracial marriages. While we have come beyond that nonsense, we still issue licenses to be wed. This state involvement, which is really a trespass upon the dominion of God, has led to the increasing chaos we have become accustomed to seeing in marriage today. By the biblical definition, usurping the authority of God in marriage is a blasphemy. It should come as no surprise that incorporating blasphemy into the institution of marriage has led to a massive increase in divorce, broken homes, and single-parent families today. Government recognition of marriage has led to a family receiving more child welfare benefits upon divorce or if never married, thus fracturing families and leading to an epidemic of single mothers amongst the poor, and thus perpetuating the cycle of poverty. Do we really stand here today in the belief that the Christian church would have us perpetuate the cycle of poverty? Government incentivizing of marriage through tax breaks has led to couples getting married for the money, contributing to a spiking divorce rate. Is it really the position of those who advocate for this amendment that God would have us to do the very things that lead to an increased divorce rate? Government control over marriage has led to the stagnating authority of the church, which in abdicating her duty to regulate marriage to the government has given to Caesar what belongs exclusively to God, bringing the above-mentioned curses upon the institution of marriage, sowing the seeds of blasphemy in this most important building block in our society, and leading to the very chaos which we see today and are trying to prevent. Why are we surprised to see that the more government gets involved in marriage, the worse the institution gets? Everywhere else, we recognize that government involvement is universally detrimental, but now, when it comes to our pet issue, we suddenly want more, bigger government. Doesn't the realm of marriage belong to the church under the authority of God and not to man? For this reason, I oppose Senate Bill 514, the definition of marriage amendment, and implore my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to do the same. If we care about the institution of marriage in North Carolina and in the United States, then we must move to remove the authority of man from over the dominion of God and not to stake our claim even deeper than it already is. Towards that end, and in the way of removing this existing blasphemy that is already destroying marriage, Mr. Speaker, I have an amendment which I now move to send forward.